Hello, everybody, and welcome to Mindful Season 5. We have once again started a new season on the Mindful SMP server. We're a little bit behind so far. You can see this is our spawn area. Beautiful spawn, by the way. But we have a lot of people already moved in, setting up some houses. I believe this is Brogan's over here. Very great job. We got Randolph down there. I think Todd is over there somewhere. Lautner is over there somewhere as well. And we've kind of chosen this plot. We've staked our claim where we want to start building. So for my plans for this area, we see we have a little bit of cave over there, which we need to do today. We need to go get some resources, but I'm thinking kind of our starter house over on this side. And then I kind of want to build somewhat of a mining platform up in the mountains just to start, making our mark, so to speak. This isn't going to be our forever home necessarily, so I don't think we need to put a ton of effort into this, but we still want to make it look nice, obviously. And if you are a longtime viewer of any Minecraft series, you know the first thing you have to do is go into a hole in the ground and cave and mine for resources. So let me do that. I'm going to spend a little bit of time trying to gather some resources, and we'll be right back with you. Okay, we've been mining for quite a while now. We've gotten some diamonds, we've crafted some tools, and now we have an efficiency 4 enchant that we're gonna run here. Let's see what we get. Hey, we take those. Unbreaking 3, efficiency 4, silk touch. We'll take that, absolutely. Back to the mine. We have done a lot of mining. Let me show you what we got. Do we have anything in here? We do. Okay, we can clear this out. This is pretty much everything that we got from our mining expedition. We cleared out a ton of space down there. Lautner was very generous and helped clear out a lot of the deep dark that was that was down there. It's pretty treacherous, but it's starting to get safe, at least in the branch mine area, more or less. With that being said, we have a very full inventory, and we need to go over to the enchanting table, which is right over this way, and enchant our shovel, hopefully. What's this? Community tower work in progress. Very good. What's this? Community tower. Oh gosh. Lautner hit a shrieker under that carpet, and it's terrifying. But let's see what we got. Unbreaking 3, efficiency 3. That's not really what we're after. We could spend feather falling 1. I mean, it's kind of better than nothing in a way. Oh gosh, why? Let's go grab some of our lapis because we forgot to grab it. But the plan here is to get this enchant knocked out, hopefully. And then from there, we need to start building because currently we're living out of that pile of chests and this pile of chests, and it's awful. My inventory is forever trashed. We'll just put some stone in there for now, I guess. Luckily, I think Todd is planning on working on a nether hub relatively soon, so we'll be able to donate quite a bit of our bulk resources, such as cobbled deep slate and some stone over to that. So that should clear out a bunch of space. But oh my god, I'm gonna rip that thing out of the ground soon. Let's just knock that out. Sure, that's great. Another unbreaking. I really want efficiency here. It's better than nothing. We got fortune out of it. Whatever. It'll do for now. The main. All right, I'm not gonna do it. But oh boy, is it tempting to just rip that thing out of the ground. So my thought here is we needed a shovel because we're probably going to end up doing some terraforming around this area. This is the area that we laid a claim to. I'm thinking our house will probably be over here. And then I kind of want to build a blacksmith or forge type area over this way somewhere, along with a big mining platform that kind of stretches across some of this mountain. It's a relatively big project and it'll probably take quite a while for me to build it. But I think it'd be cool. I think it'd be pretty cool. It would make the area feel a little bit more lived in and give it some purpose. And we also need to start planting some fields because we're slowly running out of food too from the initial kind of exploration that we did. I think we have one piece of mutton and some potatoes. So we're going to need to build some crop fields or something pretty darn soon. So with that out of the way, let's start building. All right, I think we have these builds pretty close to what I originally envisioned. We have these two big mining platforms up here, and then of course the entrance to our actual branch mine that leads down into the deep dark biome, and it's awful, but it works for the time being. We've completed the blacksmith shop. You can see I've done a little bit of work on kind of the pathway up here. Still very much a work in progress, I think. We're gonna have to really work on this area to make it look kind of how I envision it in my mind, I suppose. We've completed this, very much not detailed inside. We have a very basic kind of crafting situation up here with a stone cutter, bench, you know, furnaces, stuff of that nature. But over time, I think this will expand and become a little bit more useful. I'll probably go back and detail it up a little bit because you can see the area around it is just very flat and has nothing in there. We do have this area below the shop. that still needs a little bit of work done to it, but this might, be nice for a little storage area. At least in the beginning, right? Like this is all very first episode, kind of first days stuff. So you kind of take what you can get to some extent there. One thing we do need, however, is an actual house. And I'm thinking of placing it kind of right here. So we'll have our shop, we'll have our mine, and then we'll have our house. And then I think we're pretty much set, at least for this very immediate kind of area here. There's still some work to do with this giant waterfall. I don't want to completely kill it, but I'm thinking maybe we'll build up a retaining wall around here, maybe decorate this area out a little bit more, but we're starting to encroach, right? So we want to be respectful. We don't want to, potentially mess with other people's builds or plans or anything like that. Random crafting bench up there. So we'll see. I think this is Brogan, so maybe we'll chat with him and see if he has any plans for like this area specifically and how he feels about us decorating that out. We'll see. For our build and kind of for the season to some degree, I had an idea where, one of the things I really wanted to do is work on my building skills and see how much better we can get over the course of a season. I like the way that this looks, but I definitely know that there's some room for improvement. And I think it'd be cool just to be able to track that over the course of, an entire season of Mindful. On top of that, I would really like to get familiar with some of the more uncommon blocks that are used, or I guess not used in this case. So typically with builds, you see similar color palettes of dark oak, spruce, stone, stone bricks, some deep slate, stuff like that. And it looks good, and that's why people typically use it, I think, is because it's very complementary, the colors look good together, so on and so forth. But there's a lot of blocks in this game, and one block I'm looking at right now is this diorite block, as well as incorporating some, copper. We'll still use spruce, we'll still use deep slate, but I think the bulk of the builds might look kind of interesting if we pivot off a little bit and see what we can come up with. We might love it, we might hate it, we'll see. And if we end up liking it, I gotta sleep soon, then maybe we come back, we revisit this and see what we can do there. Let me come in here real quick. So that's kind of the idea, is find these more uncommon blocks and see what we can build with it. Spawn is a little bit interesting because everybody's going to be building in their own particular style, which is fine, but it's going to be very hard to blend this into a big environment, which is, when we eventually set off and build our own, base, then we'll have a little bit more creative control over the entirety of the environment. But right now we're just kind of early days. So let me get started on this, and we'll be back with you shortly. All right, I think we have something happening here. Our block choice is rather limited. We only have diorite and then polished diorite as kind of the main surfaces. This is completely empty, by the way, just a shell. We'll be probably filling that in later, but I think the build actually came out pretty well. The roof, I'm just playing kind of the waiting game, waiting for this to oxidize and kind of turn more into that turquoise kind of green color. I think that'll fit in quite a bit better with the actual build itself and then kind of help it blend in to the environment around it. We've done a little bit of terraforming, not too much, really just detailing more than anything. Added a chimney on here as well, just using some brick and granite and polished granite and the blocks therein. I think it came out pretty darn well though. We've added a little bit of a kind of field over on this side just to get some of our crops going, mainly just potatoes for now, but maybe we expand this in the future to take up some of this area. I don't know. Trying to keep myself more or less contained in the build. But I think it turned out pretty darn well. I very much like the color palette itself. Whether or not we change this, maybe. We'll see. I kind of like this build as is, but, you know, do they complement each other? Debatable. We might need to do a little bit of work. We'll see. But that is going to do it for me. I forgot I had this silverfish head on. Get out of here, silverfish head. That's gonna do it for me. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, you know what to do. Hit the like, subscribe to the channel, that good stuff. Until then, we'll see you next episode.